know what I did? I muted my computer and I put my phone on airplane mode. So that way it won't ring. See, I put my phone on airplane mode so that way the NSA can continue to track it, but it won't ring and interrupt the show. So there's that.
I took my phone and I put it in the other room. So
you know what I need? I need to get one of those super cool cases. So when we're in here, I just drop it in the case.
Wait, did you say so the NSA can't monitor it?
Well, no, they I put it on airplane mode so it won't ring, but they can still ping it. So there's that.
I was just saying,
I wouldn't want to interrupt their surveillance activities.
I was saying, you do realize what we're using to record this right now?
Right. Oh,
I think that they've got it.
They got it. They got it before everybody else. Do they have it before do they have the show before we finish it?
See, if I was them, I would leak shows before the public could get
I was
them.
thinking about that. I was thinking, like, if they wanted to get out ahead of the story, they're like, oh, Student of the Gun's going to put this story out tomorrow. What we'll do is we'll get out ahead of it, and we'll spoil it. I know. All right. People are like, what?
Let me take my tinfoil hat off.
What are these guys talking about? Well, what we're going to be talking about tomorrow is we're actually going to be talking about the Patriot Act, which is, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to describe it. I'm not going to give any opinion about it. What I'm just going to say is that tomorrow during the bonus hour, we're going to have somebody else essentially break down the Patriot Act and the upcoming reauthorization for that. We're going to break it down, or I'm not, but someone else is going to break it down in terms that even high school graduates or people
even liberals can understand.
Yeah, even liberals, even people who graduated from high school during the last, or public school, I'm sorry, in the last 20 years will understand it. But that's going to be tomorrow on the bonus hour. Now, speaking of bonus hours and grad program people, and by the way, I am Paul Markle, and I am still the host of Student of the Gun Radio, and we are still coming to you from the official Glass Case of Emotion Studios on not very sunny at all Gulf Coast, on the not very sunny at all Gulf Coast, because apparently we're getting a little precursor. Usually we don't get this kind of nonsense until it gets closer to hurricane season, but we've had nonstop rain here, and the back of the studio's flooded. We lost power yesterday. The septic pump is out. Yeah, I know. So my life is getting a little bit more complicated than I need it to be. But we're still here. We've got enough juice now in the studio to produce this. And Jared is over there. And Jared took his SWAT fuel, and he's trying to shake the cobwebs out because he was up late last night doing super behind-the-scenes ninja stuff.
Yeah, we have like this huge thing coming out here really soon, within the next couple weeks.
But, well, the reason I was talking about the grad program is all of you grad program folks that took advantage of that special offer that we made available to you actually last week as we were on our way to visit all of our friends at NRA, and you guys were getting a super special bonus offer in your emails. Well, that's on its way to you. You guys will have those either this weekend or early next week at the latest. So thank you very much. As a matter of fact, and I'll tease you a little bit, and we might talk about it a little bit more tomorrow, but the offer that we put forward was so popular that we actually had to do a second printing. Am I allowed to tell them that, Jared? We had to authorize a second printing.
Yeah, so might as well go ahead.
Well, if I'm not supposed to tell them that, it's a little bit too late because I already heard it.
Yeah.
You can't take it back.
No, can't unsay it.
Yeah, it's like open court. You say, strike that from the record.
Earmuffs.
Pretend like you didn't hear that. Oh, well, it is Thursday. It is the last public broadcast of the week. Sad tears. But we're going to make it worth our while. And this segment of Student of the Gun is brought to you by what? Whom? Well, Brownells. They're serious about guns for 63 years, 79 years, 72 years. How many years have they been serious about guns?
Since 1939.
Since 1939.
Do that
Sweet
math.
Buddha. You do the math. We talked to our good friend Frank Brownell at the Brownells booth at NRA, a gentleman and a scholar that he is, and Larry Weeks, who is the busiest retired guy I've ever known. He was supposed to be retired, and there he is working a booth. I'm like, Larry, dude, go fish or something. You don't have to do this. But he's so freaking dedicated that he can't stop himself.
Not only was he standing in the Brownells booth,
he was working.
He was updating social media.
He was updating social media and giving out free hats free hat. And we saw our buddy Roy Hill and Ryan, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
You know what? When you said something earlier about the power going out and the pump being messed up and everything, I was thinking, man, I wish it would have happened on Sunday, because what is Sunday?
Oh, that's right. Sunday is it's April 19th. It's the 240th anniversary of the Battle of Lexington and Concord. And it is also going to be the official Student of the Gun sponsored 24-hour blackout. And that's not a blackout, as we don't want you to go outside and cut the breaker on your house. I mean, if you want to do that, go crazy. But essentially, we're talking about a digital fast, a 24-hour fast from digital media and distractions.
I can't wait. I'm going to leave everything here. All my digital stuff, maybe even my phone.
Well, and this is what I'm going to suggest to you guys. And in case you didn't read the letter that we sent out, shame on you, but you should have, is that when you say, well, but people won't be able to get a hold of me. Well, are you a doctor that's on call? No, you're not.
You should send a reminder email.
Yeah, if you're not on call, if you're not a doctor that's on call, or if EMT or whatever, if you're not somebody that's like responsible for like saving the world or what have you, and even if you are, you're not the only one. There's other people. Take a day off. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the battery out of my phone. That's really going to screw up the NSA, isn't it? They're listening. So you guys, you're just going to have to retask the satellites. You're going to have to go old school. But I'm not kidding. But the no tablets, no laptops, no internet, no cable TV, no nothing. Turn it all off. Every bit of it. Yours, your wife's, your husband's, your kids, everything. I want you to actually talk to your family with words. I want you to use words and communicate with your family.
I'm just going to sit in the silence and read a book the whole day.
Yeah, no kidding. Or read a book.
Or a couple books.
Read a book. Do inventory. Go to your emergency cupboard. And this is a good time if you're part of like the 25% of the nation that lives in a hurricane zone. Go to your emergency cabinet, open that sucker up, and look inside and go, I might need more than a couple Taco Bell sauce packets and some sporks.
You want to give them a lagniappe real quick before we get into the meat?
Sure, why not?
What would you keep in your emergency cupboard?
What I would keep in my emergency cupboard is threefold. Number one, I would keep dry goods like rice and flour and sugar and base stuff like that, honey, what have you. And then I would keep canned goods also. You keep canned goods in there because they last long time. And then after that, I would do the dehydrated stuff, like those, like the Wise Foods meals and so forth. So that
that's wise of you.
Yeah, it's wise of me. You got you got the bulk stuff, you got the canned stuff, and then you have the dehydrated stuff. And of course, the great thing about the dehydrated stuff is it's super light and you can carry it with you. But if you're not worried about carrying stuff, then just cans and bags of rice. As long as you keep the bugs out of them and the water and moisture out of them, like rice will outlive you. It'll still be good years and years and years and years. Just keep it out of the moisture and keep the bugs out of it.
You know who was the NRA?
Who?
Mountain House.
Oh, Mountain House Foods was that NRA?
And
I didn't see those
realize
guys.
how good their food was. I thought it was like a knockoff of Wise Food, but it's actually pretty good. Have you ever had it?
Yeah. I think that's what Brownells has on their emergency survival gear.
Oh, I think you're right.
It's Mountain House.
It's really good.
So, both are actually good. Mountain House is good, and Wise Foods are good. Wise Foods is really good.
Here's the deal: everything we've
tried a bunch of the Wise Foods.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post some links in the show. Actually, Zach will do it. He'll put some links in the show notes for you guys of Professor Paul's recommended emergency cabinet stocking stuff. Stuffing stocking.
You're actually right. I'm going to put in there and something that I thought about the other day: dehydrated or powdered milk. How many of you today you have powdered milk in your house? And I'm betting a lot of you don't. But when I was a little kid, every home had powdered milk in the house. Your moms used it for recipes, or they kept it on hand just in case and stuff like that. And we have some actually in our cabinet as well. But to continue on, in addition to Brownells being the sponsor of this half hour, Velocity Triggers is also, and they are designed for precision, and you can check them out at velocitytriggers.com. And if you have a black rifle, which I'm betting most of you do, and if you don't, you probably want one. You know you do. Unless you live in a slave state, and then I don't know what to tell you. But if you,
I do. I know what to tell them.
U-Haul, Ryder,
yeah,
Penske, rent a truck, move to free America. Come join us. It's fun. But Velocity Triggers and Brownells are sponsoring this. All right, you want to get into the meat of it?
Yeah, let's get into the meat.
The meat. Get it?
Yeah.
Do you get it? All right.
Giraffe, giraffe, I want to sing you this song. You are the cutest mammal the world will ever see. You are my best friend, you stick out your neck for me. You rise up head and shoulders far above the beast. Not like the panda fella who eats shoots and leaves. Oh giraffe, you giraffe, me crazy.
You giraffe me crazy.
You giraffe me crazy. All right. Did you guys, I bet you guys didn't know out there in the listening audience that there was is that called the Giraffe Song?
Yeah, it's the Giraffe Song from the Mr. Brown Show.
From the Mr. Brown Show.
Mr. Brown Show.
Everything in the world is on the internet, is it not? You're like, Paul, why are you playing a giraffe song? Well, because Grandma killed a giraffe.
Mr. Brown has like 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I don't know.
Wow. Good job, Mr. Brown.
Hey.
I don't know who Mr. Brown is either, but...
Probably all came from this Giraffe Song.
Probably. I mean, that makes me want to follow Mr. Brown.
That's kind of creepy.
All right. The title of the story is... It's a... Oh, this is such an SEO title. It giraffes me crazy. Hollywood comedian leads charge to shame hunting grandmother of 9 who posed with dead giraffe. So
she's a shame-hunting grandmother? Why would she hunt shame?
Leads charge to shame hunting. There's a thing called shame hunting now?
Yeah,
there's shame hunting grandmothers?
Yeah.
Why are we shame hunting grandmothers?
Why is that grandmother hunting shame?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Hollywood comedian leads charge to shame hunting grandmother. Stop hunting grandmothers. End of story. No. All right. Yeah, this is what happens in 2015 when everything is SEO. Look it up. All right. A grandmother of 9, here we go, recently sparked a wave of controversy after she posted a picture of herself smiling alongside a giraffe she killed. Did she poach it? No, I bet you she spent a whole ton of money to pay the game preserve to do that. Rebecca Francis, a seasoned big game hunter in her mid-40s, has made a name for herself in the hunting community after winning the reality TV show Extreme Huntress in 2010. I was not aware of that show because I don't extremely watch any TV.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Well,
you know what? Rebecca Francis is a Gigi. Have you ever heard anybody call their grandma a Gigi?
A Gigi?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, my term of the Gigi is gorgeous grandmother.
Gorgeous grandma. Oh, okay.
I don't know what Gigi really means. It's
Though it wasn't a
thing.
Okay, to continue. So she made a name for herself by winning this reality show. So she likes to go out and hunt stuff. Okay, cool. Though it wasn't until comedian Ricky Gervais tweeted about the photo that Francis began to receive attention outside the hunting world. And, well, what did Ricky say? Well, Ricky Gervais, who is a typical Hollywood liberal puke-faced scumbag who came from England to the United States to tell us how we need to live. That was nice of him to do that. He tweeted, "What must have happened to you in your life to make you want to kill a beautiful animal and then lie next to it smiling?" I don't know. Gervais' post has been shared over 18,000 times since its publication. Many Twitter users wholeheartedly disapproved and wished her ill. Let's see some of the...
Oh, wow.
You know, left, that is, the left, the ones that tell us, that look at us and tell us that people who own guns are dangerous and radical and that we need to be more accepting. Jared, have you heard that we needed to be more accepting of people?
Yeah, I've definitely heard that.
We need to be more, what is that T word that they say? Oh, they preach tolerance and acceptance and blah, 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 lies. Let me see. One puke face wrote, what kind of evil person would destroy such a beautiful creature? Rebecca, I sincerely hope you burn in hell. Well, that's lovely. One of Ricky's other followers says, I'd quite like to cut her beep off and laugh as she bleeds to death. Classy.
So it's okay to kill people, but not.
Yeah, stay classy there, Ricky Gervais fans. Says one of the worst things I've ever seen. And here we go. The voice of a reasonable person. I grew up extremely blue collar. I don't know how that qualifies you to speak on it, but whatever. And I respect hunting and cultivating livestock. But shooting a giraffe for sport is awful. Jesus. Why bring Jesus into it? I don't understand that. Well, dude, here's the deal, all of you hippie, puke-faced, liberal scumbag idiots. All right, first of all, what she did was not illegal. Okay, what she did was 100% legal on the continent of Africa and in the many different countries that compose Africa, because Africa is a continent and it is not a country. You guys know that, right? Apparently, most people in the United States of America don't understand that Africa is a continent composed of many different countries. They think that it's just one big country. But I digress. So, well, what do we know about this? First of all, we know that liberal, hippie, puke-face animal lovers are disingenuous and that they are liars, in that they're not accepting and they are not tolerant. These are the least accepting and the least tolerant of all people on earth. And I thought, Jared, did you not think that hippie, liberal, puke-face scumbags were all about women's empowerment? Did you not think that when you talk to the left, that they're all about empowering women and how women don't need a man and that they can do anything a man can do and blah, 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 blah? Is that not correct? Is that not something that we've heard previously? I believe I have. So here we have a woman who got out into the, I guess you could say, man's world of hunting, of big game hunting, which is definitely man's world, and she participated in it. So instead of celebrating her, instead of the left saying, you go, sister, you can do anything a man can do. Well, now stop. You can do anything a man can do as long as it jives with our left-wing psycho playbook here. As long as you stay within the left-wing psycho playbook, you can do anything a man can do. Or maybe it's you can do anything a man can do as long as it attacks the traditional values of America. As long as it attacks in some way traditional family values, then you can do anything a man can do. But if you go out and you do something independent, if you do something real, if you exert yourself and an animal dies, well, we can't have that. You ready to? What are you reading over there, Crazy? Are you reading the whole story?
Yeah.
In disbelief, Jared's shaking his head. He can't believe what he's seeing.
There's a hashtag on Twitter called Rebecca Francis. If you hashtag Rebecca Francis on Twitter and then check out what people are posting under that, it's really
disturbing.
Society. Yeah,
disturbing.
It's not really making me happy and fun.
Well, all right. Well, it wouldn't make you fun. You make yourself fun. But what I'm going to tell you guys is I understand that a lot of the student of the gun audience are not hunters. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you're a hunter or not. What this woman did was not illegal. It was not unlawful. And it was not a sin. What she did was she provided a ton of money to the African... Now, Jared, aren't the hippie liberal puke faces, don't they always surround themselves with little, like, African children with flies in their hair and stuff, and they stand behind them and pose for portraits and tell us how wonderful they are and how, they hand a bowl of rice to a little African child, and they're like, look at me, look how wonderful I am. Ricky Gervais considers him, I'm sure, to be a Hollywood insider. He considers himself to be a Hollywood player, Isn't that what Hollywood puke faces do? They go to Africa and they hand them they pose for pictures as they hand the little child a bowl of rice,
Yeah, but none of that money goes to the communities.
Well, so What, the hunting money?
Yeah, none of that money hits
It
the
absolutely
communities.
does.
No, it doesn't. It goes to Americans that are
that's
buying
right.
property over there.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. So when what they don't tell you is like all the money that goes to the what a PH is, professional hunter. The PH is African. He's or Kenyan or whatever. You know what I mean? He's a native person.
We need to get somebody that's done this their whole life.
We do.
Come on and talk.
This
about
came
where
on.
the
This
money
came
goes.
on really quickly. Right now, we're actually exercising our option to try and get somebody on, and that may be next week. But yeah, the money goes to the locals. It goes to the country, and it also goes to that individual country's conservation efforts. What? You mean if they pay to harvest, kill a big game animal, that the money that they pay goes to the conservation department to make sure that there's more of those animals? What? That's crazy talk. I got one for you. Did you know that in African countries where they allow hunting, big game hunting, that the big game is more prevalent than in the countries where it is banned?
No.
Oh, that can't be. I'll put it to you like this. All of you out there who are listening to me and you're like, oh, I just don't believe that. I mean, the way to preserve and keep animals alive is to make it against the law to kill them. Okay. Hey, Jared, do we kill cattle in the United States?
Yep.
But there's a lot of cattle in the United States. Matter of fact, the hippies hate the fact that the cattle are farting and like causing global warming. So, but why are there so many? Why are there tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of cattle in the United States? Because we pay money to eat them. We pay money so that someone can kill a cow or a steer or whatever and grind it up or cut it up, and then we eat it. Is there a cattle crisis in the United States of America? I mean, we eat them by the thousands, so we must be running out, right?
Well, they're transitioning over to fake meat now.
Oh, okay. So we're not running out of cattle, and we're not going to run out of cattle. Why? Because cattle are a cash crop or a cash commodity. Because people make money by keeping cattle around, right? If your economy is based around hunting, you're going to make sure that those things stay around, right? I mean, it would be stupid. It's like the tree companies, lumber companies, paper mills. Are they going to cut all the trees down so that there are none left? Well, no, they're not, because they're not idiots. They make sure. If you want to know who makes sure that there's plenty of trees in America, it's the lumber companies. It's not like the Lorax. Get your head out of the freaking Dr. Seuss books where, big evil corporations just want to destroy the planet and use up all the resources. Derp, derp, derp. And speaking of derp, 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 folks, all of you, not you, because I know it's not you guys, but these derps on social media, on Facebook and this and that, and they're like, derp, derp, derpa, animal rights, derp, derp, derpa, beautiful animal, derp, derp, derpa. And you go to those same derps and say, okay, so your day has just been ruined because you saw a giraffe that was dead, and you just don't know what you're going to do with yourself because it was such a beautiful, majestic animal. Have you ever been to the zoo? Jared, have you been to the zoo?
Yep.
Are the giraffes beautiful and majestic, or do they kind of stink?
They kind of stink, and they have flies all around.
They kind of stink, and then they also... have you ever seen giraffes fight? Giraffes fight like crazy thing. But anyway, think of a giraffe like this. Think of it as a cow with a really, really super long neck. Do the people who live in Africa eat giraffe? Actually, they do. And did you guys know that the vast majority of the meat from the big game kills? Now, you don't eat something like a lion. All right, you guys know that. You don't really eat predators. You wouldn't eat a coyote unless you were starving to death. You would need a wolf. You would need a lion or a tiger. But you would eat Cape buffalo. You would eat elephant. You would eat antelope. You would eat a kudu or what have you. And you would eat giraffe. A giraffe is a huge animal. They get tons of meat off of that. And what you probably don't know, because you don't think about it, is the fact that most of the edible game that is taken by these big game hunters, they'll take the trophy, they'll take the head or the horns or whatever. But the vast majority of these, the meat goes to the local village. It goes to the people who live around there. You can feed a lot of people with a giraffe. You can feed a lot of people with an elephant or what have you. But and I know a lot of you guys are out there. You're not hunters, and you're like, ooh. And how many of your derp friends are like, oh, animal rights and all beautiful animals? And you say, oh, you're concerned about the lives of animals. Yes, I am. Okay. Are you concerned about the lives of baby humans? Well, don't change the subject on me. It's not the same thing. No, it's about priorities. It's about priorities. What are your priorities? So your priority is you're going to get on Facebook. You're going to go to your cubicle and blog or post or whatever for an hour about how outraged you are over this dead giraffe. When's the last time you blogged or posted for an hour about how outraged you are that over 300,000 human children were killed in the infanticide of 2013? What are you talking about, infanticide? Do you care about the children? Remember we talked about this? If it'll save one child, if this new law will save the life of one child, then it's worth it. Unless the child happens to be inside of its mother, then it's inconvenient and we can kill it. Oh, okay, I got you. So as long as you don't become an inconvenience, it's okay to kill you. All right, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about this for the rest of the hour, but I want you to think about that. And when your friends talk about, oh, derpa, beautiful, there's no reason. I like the last reasonable man comment that I mentioned, like, well, I'm a blue collar, derpa. So that qualifies him to speak on the subject. And I'm all about, hunting and cultivating animals and blah, blah, blah. But there's no excuse. It's like, dummy, those animals in that country are like, that'd be like going out here in the United States and seeing a Holstein or a quarter horse or a hog or whatever. If we released a bunch of American animals or North American animals in Africa, they'd probably freak out. Oh,
you know what I think it is?
What's that?
I think that the people are just jealous that they never have the opportunity to go do this. To
do stuff like that, yeah. Well, it's like kangaroos. Everybody thinks in the United States kangaroos are like these cartoon character animals, and they you put gloves on them and they box and they're all cute and stuff like that. Ask an Australian native what they think about kangaroos. They think about kangaroos the same thing that you think about white-tailed deer when they jump in front of your car and you end up doing $6,000 worth of damage to your car.
Speaking of white-tailed deer, I saw one right over here.
Really?
Last night, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't see a lot of white-tailed deer around here because we're on the Gulf Coast and the alligators eat most of them. They don't get very big down here. Southern deer are like tall, skinny dogs. They're not like northern deer. They're like real deer. Not like Bambi. Bambi was a male deer. Bambi was a boy. Most of you. If you're under 20, you probably don't know that. Anyway, all right, the next segment is going to be brought to you by Crossbreed Holsters, and we're going to be doing some cool stuff with Crossbreed Holsters. Jared actually has a brand new Century Arms TP9 SA. Is it an SA?
It is an SA.
It's an SA. He's got a TP9 SA, but it's a little bit different. Tell him about your little bit different SA.
I got a little bit different SA. It's in flat dark earth.
It's a desert model.
It is a desert model. And
don't drop it on the beach. You'll lose it.
Oh, yeah. I don't plan on dropping it anywhere.
You know why he's not going to drop it?
Because
you're going to have it in a Crossbreed holster.
Yeah. There you go. But, yeah, Dina was nice, and she sent me the little package with the flat dark earth. The pistol, it comes with 2 mags, comes with a holster. The holster isn't really... It's definitely not a Crossbreed holster.
Well, it's okay. Yeah. The holster that comes with it, let's put it this way. It keeps the gun from falling on the ground.
Yeah.
There you go.
It gives you a place to store the gun.
It gives you a place to put the gun. So,
what else does it come with?
Cleaning kit. Well, cleaning kit consists of a brush,
like a brush, and then
a scrub brush,
and to put patches down.
And a patch thing, and of course it comes with the obligatory trigger lock, and gun lock, because you have to have that, otherwise How many of you guys out there have a whole box full of those cheap Chinese-made gun locks that they have to put in with the guns every time they send them to you? So, yeah, but we've got actually, we talked to you guys a little bit about the Crossbreed holsters and how Crossbreed has an entire, basically modular carrying system. They have it so that you can conceal a gun, that you can attach a gun to a bed frame or to your bed. You can put it on the bed. You can attach it to a vehicle.
From the bed to your body,
bed to your body, to your car, to your purse,
to your bike.
Pretty much anything you'd want to attach a gun to, they can assist you with that. So, and of course, because we're talking about it, they have holster models. They have a holster design now for the new TP9 SA. And we'd like to thank our buddy Jacob for sending them a gun so that they could make those, so that we could have them, so that we could talk about them. So there you go. While I'm talking about stuff, let's talk about Monday's show. How many of you guys enjoyed the Mike Deddy interview? I hope you did. I'm glad that we were able to bring it to you. I got a little task. I got a mission for our audience. This is my mission to you guys out there. What I would like for you to do, if you like that interview with Mike, I would like for you to go ahead and if you bought the book, Operation Wide Receiver, and we talked about it, it's a paperback version of Mike's original book. It's got a new preface in it and so forth. But if you bought the book, if you went and got it, go to Amazon and leave Mike a rating. Well, I mean, it's not just for Mike; it's for the publisher. But take the time to go to Amazon and leave a rating.
This is actually a threefold deal here. If this is what I want you guys to do, like Dad said, go leave a rating, preferably 5 stars for the book. That would be great.
But if you believe that it deserves it.
Yeah, if you believe,
don't lie.
No, I obviously believe that it's a 5-star rating book because I've read it. So before you give a rating, obviously you need to read it. And when you leave a rating, mention in there that you heard about it on Student of the Gun.
Yeah, look at that. Look at Jared pimping.
Because, Mike's our friend. And
Mike is our friend. And I tell you what, folks, even if he wasn't our friend, based on what we know, the facts of the case, is Mike Deddy is a true American patriot in the most genuine usage of that word. Mike Deddy risked and has risked his life to bring the truth, not the convenient truth. Sometimes it's inconvenient truth. Sometimes it's not what we want to hear, but it's what we need to hear, to you. And a lot of other people in that position would have just shut their mouths, or they would have basically just tried to play the game or what have you. But Mike wanted to expose the truth. And you need to know that, because you cannot live in a free society. You cannot live in a representative republic if you're not aware of the misgivings of your government. I'm
going to tell you a little bit about Mike's character here. If you guys didn't know already what kind of person he is. When we were at NRA, Dad had the opportunity to sit down with 2AO Radio, and he did an interview. He talked about the Patriot Fireteam book. And then Mike Deddy actually came up to see Dad and I while we were in the press room doing that interview. So naturally they said, "Hey, Mike, can we sit you down and get you an interview as well?" And he did. And while he was talking to them, he said that he feels like every U.S. citizen basically has to earn their place in the United States, and that he doesn't feel like he's earned his place yet. After everything that he did, after risking his life, he did a lot for the country, and he still doesn't feel like he earned his place yet.
He has.
So when you leave a review on there, let him know. Say, "Mike, you've earned your place."
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. This nation owes Mike Deddy a debt of gratitude. Anyway, I just want to put that in there. I dropped that in the show notes because I wanted to make sure that I pointed that out, or that I mentioned that to you guys. And we hope that you will get that book. And if you haven't gotten it yet, we hope you will, and share it with your friends. We don't make a dime. We don't get a penny from you buying Mike's book. We just think that it's important information, and you need to know about it, and your friends need to know about it. All right, what's the last topic we're going to talk about here? Oh, man. Do you want to talk about the Tim McGraw story?
Yeah, might as well.
It's all over the place. The Tim McGraw story is all over the place. But before we do that, we're going to acknowledge our final sponsor acknowledgement, and that's SWAT Fuel. And if you guys are whatever you are, if you're an athlete, if you are an occupational athlete, a professional athlete, a non-professional athlete, a dude, a mom, a whatever, and you just need a little bit of an extra boost in your daily routine, or let's say you are working out and you're trying to get over the hump, check out SWAT Fuel at swatfuel.com. And if you haven't been there lately, you need to go there because they actually have a redesigned store. Jared, do you have SWAT Fuel links on studentofthegun.com? Are they there?
They will be when I redesign the site, which is going to be soon.
Okay. And
if you guys didn't know that yet, I don't know if I've told the audience.
That you're redesigning the whole entire Student of the Gun site?
Yeah, huge redesign for the studentofthegun.com. So check back with that frequently, and it'll be done hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I believe.
And of course, we have there's a dedicated site called Student of the Gun Radio. And if you want to get links to the show notes and what have you, you can always go to Student of the Gun Radio and check those out. All right, let's talk about Tim McGraw. Derp. And I was kind of afraid that this was going to happen because previously I'd seen little postings about how Tim McGraw was a supporter of Comrade Barry and how Tim McGraw had lent his voice to left-wing causes. But the pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment, pro-liberty media is abuzz. And the story is country singer Tim McGraw to headline anti-gun concert in Connecticut. And you're like, how can a concert be anti-gun? Okay, well, let's roll with that. Fans of country music singer Tim McGraw might be surprised to learn that a country singer is heading an anti-gun concert to benefit some anti-gun groups in Connecticut on July 17th. It says, but don't be surprised. Tim McGraw is a big supporter of Comrade Barry, and I'm paraphrasing, and already announced his support for, you know how we don't like to say Comrade Barry, or we don't like to say Comrade Barry's actual name here. There's another name that.
What difference does it make?
Yeah, what difference does it make?
There you go. There's your hint.
Yeah, he's going to support what difference does it make for president. That's just sick and twisted.
How can you be a country music singer?
That's what I think. Bo Cephas needs to get this guy alone in a room and school him. Don't you?
I don't know who Bo Cephas is. Yep, I just dropped that ball on you. Who's Bo Cephas?
Hank Williams Jr.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know who Hank Williams Jr. is?
I know who Hank Williams. Why did you say Bo Cephas?
Because that's his
That's
nickname.
past my. That's not my time. I know who
Folks.
Hank. If you would say Hank Williams Jr. See, we have a demographic that includes my generation. So you need.
Well, your generation needs to get schooled, hippie.
Well, you have to school them. That's what you're here for.
All right. Well, I just did.
There you go.
All right, and Alan Jackson. Alan Jackson needs to school too.
Why Alan Jackson?
Who headlined the main concert at NRA?
Him?
No, Alan Jackson needs to get Tim McGraw in a room and school him on not being a fake country. Well, that's part of the problem. And I'm not a country music guy, but here's what I know: country music today is not. It's not country music. It's country pop.
Country pop, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
pop
can't
music.
stand the new country music. I just don't like it.
It's this easy. There's really no difference between except they put some steel guitar in it, wang and twang and whatever, but it's all pop music garbage. But anyway, so it says that it shouldn't surprise you because he supports Comrade Barry and is planning on supporting What Difference Does It Make for her campaign to be like the commissar. McGraw has announced that he will headline the anti-Constitution concert to benefit the anti-gun efforts of the Nutmeg State. And this is a quote from it. It says, country music star Tim McGraw will showcase a concert to benefit the organization's Sandy Hook Promise. And how could you disagree with that? How could you disagree with something that says Sandy Hook Promise? An anti-gun violence group. What have we told you about anti-gun violence? Not anti-human violence. It's the gun's fault and people that want to own guns. That's whose fault it is that there's... the July 17th concert will also feature Billy Currington, Chase Bryant, and a special unannounced guest, according to the New York Post. Tim McGraw, a concert for Sandy Hook Promise will be held at Xfinity Theater in Hartford, blah, 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 blah. And here we go. More of the, we're going to use the Sandy Hook tragedy to try and shove gun control down your throat, blah, 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 blah. Out of a tragedy, a group was formed that made a promise to honor the lives. Here we go. Made a promise to honor the lives lost and turn it into a moment for transformation, McGraw said in a statement. Sandy Hook Promise teaches that we can do something to protect our children from gun violence.
If you're
not from psychotic humans. We're going to give the humans a pass here from gun violence. I want to be a part of that promise as a father and as a friend and as a giant douchebag wearing a black hat. Blah, blah, blah. He and his family were humbled, blah, 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 blah. Here's the deal, dudes. It's a lie. It's disingenuous. And somebody actually, we posted this on our... Did you want to say something before I went off on my diatribe?
No, I just wanted to say that this kind of sickens me. If they wanted to truly benefit and honor the ones who were killed, then they would do something that actually matters rather than something that makes people feel better.
Well, it's the politics of feel good. Oh, look how good I am. Oh, you're so good.
I feel good politics.
So how is this how is that going to stop deranged lunatics? How is this going to stop deranged? Well, if we just make guns illegal, burr, 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 burr. You mean like they did in England? Because there's no gun crime in England.
Or Australia.
Or Canada. Or Australia or India or all these other bastions of gun control. Well, but there is. You mean, well, didn't they have a sign? Wasn't there a law? Isn't there a law against taking a gun into a school and murdering people? What we need is more laws, because more laws will keep us safer.
Anyway, go back on your diatribe.
All right. So anyway, but no, it's disingenuous. It's a lie. It's nothing more than politically correct feel-goodism, gun violence, and somebody. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you for reminding me. We posted this on our social media sites. We put it on Facebook. And I can't believe, Jared, does it dumbfound you that people that somehow get on the official Student of the Gun Facebook page can have these like weird leftist like views?
Nope.
It's like, how did you get here? It's not like...
It's because it's a trending topic.
Yeah, but how do they get to...
It's a trending topic.
I didn't hashtag it.
It doesn't matter. It's a trending topic. If it says the word Tim McGraw on it, then it goes underneath the trending topic.
And they end up on our site? Well, Go away, hippie puke faces. You're not welcome here. And you know what? This is not a democracy. It's benevolent dictatorship. So venture forth and fornicate thyself.
People are like, oh, Professor Paul for president. What do you think about that?
What?
Yeah.
Where did
that
just come from?
We'll post it on Facebook and Twitter.
No, I'm just a benevolent dictator. I'm not going to be president. But no, folks, people are like, well, all it says is this Sandy Hook Promise is all about supporting mental health care and firearms safety. Folks, those are code words for disarmament and bans. Don't believe it. When Comrade Barry came out after Sandy Hook, it's like, we need to fund more. Da, 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 da. I immediately said in 2012, I said, all this is a way to get more guns out of the hands of people. And then they started, who did they start saying had mental health issues and needed to be disarmed?
Veterans.
Veterans. Yeah. Combat veterans, U.S. military veterans. Oh, you mean people that would vote not for Comrade Barry, but for other people? Yeah, if you have a tendency to vote for conservatives, Republicans, or Tea Party people, then you probably have mental health issues, and we need to get the guns out of your hands. It's a lie. It's all lies.
Actually, it's not weird to me. It makes perfect sense. And I might have said this before, but the people that actually go overseas, they travel the world, and they see the way people are, the way the world is, they tend to be more conservative. They tend to vote less liberal than others.
Yeah, because they know.
They don't live in a world of...
They know the truth of make-believe.
Yeah, they don't live in a world of make-believe. They know the truth of make-believe? Or were you finishing my sentence?
No, that they don't live in a world of make-believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually see the world as it is, not as I feel it should be. My feelings. Your feelings are crap, all right? Let me tell you that. Well, I feel like we should just... No, shut up. Next time you're at work, I'm going to get people in trouble at work, and someone says, well, I feel, say, your feelings are crap.
There you go. How about you just play this out loud at work, and
go
there
away.
You go. Your feelings are crap.
Your feelings are crap.
I don't care about your feelings.
I don't care about your feelings. Well, make sure that when the knife touches your neck, that you start talking to Tell Johnny Jihad about your feelings. When they're closing the door on the train and they put the padlock down, I want you to tell them about your feelings. Well, what is that supposed to mean? You think they're going to put people on trains? That would never happen. Yeah, that's because that's never happened in the history of the world. They've never, like, dug big pits and laying people up in front of them. Well, that'll never happen here. Because why? Because derp, derp. My Second Amendment right, derp, derp. Yeah, hey, since we're in Connecticut, what happened in Connecticut when it came to the Connecticut's the Constitution state?
They lost their balls.
The Constitution state. And the moment it became uncomfortable, and the moment that it was time to actually fight to preserve the Constitution, thousands of residents of the Constitution state, I'm a blue-collar man, derp, 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 because it's easier to get in line and put your head down.
Here's the deal. If you live in Connecticut and you were not out, if you didn't go stand in line with a bayonet affixed to your rifle, then I want you to do this. I want you to go get your girlfriend or go get your wife or your boyfriend.
You're going to hurt people's feelings.
I don't care. I want them to hear my voice. So go get your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, whatever you have.
Whatever you're into.
Yeah, whatever you're into. And, okay, now they should be here. So since you can hear me, I want you to open your purse or your satchel or whatever you wear. I want you to take the balls out and give them back to the dude in the room. Please attach them.
Give them back their testicles.
Yeah, give them back their testicles.
Yeah.
And if that hurts your feelings, then I'm obviously talking about you.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I don't know. I guess nothing. I guess you're supposed to complain on social media. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what Thomas Jefferson wanted you to do. That's what James Madison wanted you to do. He wanted you to complain on Facebook. That is your civic duty.
Well, and
apparently, that is civic duty, is to complain on Facebook.
Yeah, one more real quick point. If you're questioning if I'm talking about you, then yes.
You talking about me? Derp, 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 derp. Oh, Lord in heaven. Folks, it's been a lot of fun. We've had some fun today. I think we have. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up tomorrow on the bonus hour. And if you're a bonus member, thank you for being a bonus member. We can't wait to talk to you tomorrow to fill you in on all the cool stuff that's going on. If you're not,
it's going to be fun.
We'll talk to you on Monday. Until that time, remember, you're a beginner once, but you should indeed be a student for life.